All right, here with Lorenzo Ward, Whammy. Don't know which one you prefer, but go with you.
That's what everybody know me by. But my real name is Lorenzo Ward.
Well, you know what? Did Dabo call you? Did you call Dabo? How did this relationship begin?
Well, the relationship began in 1988. Tracy Sweeney, the only guy in this building known Dabo longer than me, and that's his brother. I was a junior when Dabo was a freshman at Alabama. So we played together. And then we both got into coaching. I had left and went to high school coaching in 92, his senior year when they won the national championship. And then in 93, he was a GA, and I went back to Alabama to help coach the outside linebacker because Ellis Johnson had cancer. Coach Stallings had me to come back. And so for that 1 year, I coached the outside linebacker, so we worked together for a year there. And then I got a job at Chattanooga when Ellis got through with his chemo, but I've known Dabo since 1988.
And I ask people this that have known him for a long time, like, did you see it back then? And they're all like, no.
I didn't. I just answered that question a second ago because, Dabo is very bright academically.
Oh, yeah.
And I never thought he was coaching, so I was surprised when he got through playing in 93, he became a GA. I didn't know he wanted. That's when I first knew he wanted to coach. And so we GA'd together in 1993, and then I got a job at Chattanooga in 94, and I think he ended up in 95 getting to stay on as a coach at Alabama.
So you coming here to work, how did that come about?
3 years ago, they had me over to speak, Coach McCorvey and Dabo had me over to speak at his high school clinic for the high school coaches.
Yeah.
And Coach Eason sat in, well, all of the coaches sat and listened to me talk, and so fast forward a year after that, he encourages his coaches to do professional development, and Coach Eason wanted him to bring me, so he got me to come over because he wants to be a coordinator one day, and so I came over and spent a few days with him in spring ball, talking about being a coordinator, and just so happened the last day I was here, they had practice. They had a little break in between spring break, and they was coming back and they had practice, and I stayed for the practice. And I wasn't going to go to the team meeting. I was out talking to Ashley at her front desk because Ashley had a good friend on our staff at Chattanooga. And they was going to go to the team meeting, and Dabo came out of his office and asked, Coach Sweden, Whammy said he's not going to your team meeting. He said, Whammy, come on, go to my team meeting. So I went to the team meeting, and it was the day that they were announcing Bill Spires was going to retire. And so I was thinking of that. So that team meeting happened, we go out to practice, and at the end of practice, Dabo comes up to me and he said, Coach Easton said that, I probably should hire you to come here if Bill Spires is retired. And Dabo and I had a conversation prior to that about, he asked me when I'm going to come work for him. I said, well, I'll come work for you, but I'm not going to coach on the field. Because I'm at the stage of my career, I was enjoying life in Chattanooga. I was going to give back to the first major college job I had, and I was give back to those kids, and I was going to finish my career out in Chattanooga. And so he saw an opportunity. He knew he was going to promote Gilchrist to Spire's spot, but somebody to take Gilchrist's spot. And so he said, let me work on some stuff. I go back to chat. He called me in about 3 weeks and said, I'm talking to Graham, and I think I got this worked out. Well, I can bring you in as special assistant head coach, and you can help me with running this program. And you can help out on defense, you can help out on offense, because you've been a defensive coordinator. And I said, let me pray about it, and it worked out.
What is your role? What do you do?
My role is I give a report to the offensive defensive coordinator I give the offensive coordinator what I think they can do to attack the defensive scheme that we're going to see from the team, and then I try to help the defensive coordinator anything that I see to prepare to stop the offense. And I stay a week ahead, so when we play LSU, I'll be working on Troy. So
right.
I've been working with LSU already this summer, but when I get a report the Sunday before the game, they'll be working on LSU. I'll be working on Troy. I stay a week ahead, and so and then I give them a report on Sunday to Dabo. I give it to the offensive defensive coordinator, and then on game day I sit in the box and I try to help make adjustments.
What's it been like working with Tom Allen? You've been around some.
Great guy. I met Tom a few years ago, we was both in Georgia recruiting. He was with one of his assistants. He came by to see an offensive lineman. I was there to recruit another kid, and I've only met him that one time before the end. But I knew several guys that know him really, really well, and I know the type man of faith he was, and so it's been great.
So what do you kind of do? Like I noticed you're out on the golf cart with Dabo. I kind of imagine you do a little bit of everything. I mean, you do the game reports, but it's a little bit of everything.
Well, that's what the ultimate goal is. He wants me to help him run this program. So anything that I see needed to be done, or that I think I can add value to, I'll do.
I was talking to John Scott, and I'm like, you're looking around this building, you see John Scott, you see Tom Allen, John Gross, Whammy, Woody McCoy, Lonnie Galloway, Nick Eason, Chris Garrett. It's like an all-star cast around here.
Well, I think in coaching, I really believe that experience doesn't come at a discount, and I think that's what he's done. He's brought a lot of experienced guys in to, whether they're position coach or they're an assistant to help the position coaches, and I think it makes a difference. And you look at Kirby at Georgia, you look at the guys that he got, the Streeters of the world and the Thackers of the world, that used to be DT at Georgia Tech, and Buffchamp and all those guys. So I think that's what Nick did. That's the system he used. They call him, I guess they say he revitalized a lot of coaches' careers, but he hired experience, and it makes a difference.
So what's this been like for you? You're not on the field. You don't have to go coach. You don't have to be in a meeting room with the tight ends or the linebackers or whoever. To just kind of be, at this stage in your career, the guy that oversees.
It's really been a blessing. I think everybody's steps are ordered, especially when you're a man of faith. And I am in the meeting though. I sat in the defensive meeting every time they meet. I sat in the DB meeting. I'll sit in the D-line meeting. I'll sit in the linebacker meetings. So I'm Dabo eyes really on defense, and in practice you'll see me. I'll stand back behind him and I'll tell him what we're doing on defense, so that he have an idea and he knows what the offensive scheme is, what they're doing, and so it's I've become his eyes and ears from the defense side of the ball.